Andy, thank you ever so much for calling in. Good luck for tomorrow. Let's make some money on Virgin Galactic. As you say, it might take a while. Virgin Galactic, we've got a flight coming up in the morning. I've got live on the phone with me now Andy Shovel. You may remember Andy Shovel put me in touch with Eric Kearney at the beginning of our journey and was behind the whole petition to change policy at Virgin Galactic. It's a very important conversation on the eve of the flight. Now, on with that interview. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Andy Shovel live on the show. Andy, how are you, mate?
Hi, I'm very well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm very well. It's good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. That is a very slick system, I have to say. You've upgraded.
Absolutely. Look, we're getting more and more like a TV show every day. It's what, in fact, look, we can do even better than this. Look, because it's you, right? There you go. We'll match the background with the whole thing. Look at that. That's better than the BBC, isn't it? Brilliant. That is.
Yeah, it looks great. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, this is what Eric said to me. He said, now you're not an investor. We're looking at you as a TV media outlet. So I'm trying to raise the standard. Andy, you're here. Flight in the morning. Stock on its backside again. Retail investors dumping it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that at this point, flights represent probably a lot more down, sort of a lot more risk than upside, I'd say. Obviously, if the flight goes well, we kind of know now from having 5 other flights that the stock doesn't really pop; it just stays the same. If the flight doesn't go well, we're all at zero. So,
in seconds, right? You wouldn't even get out if that happened
in seconds. So I don't really get very excited by flight days anymore. Especially because Virgin's coverage has gotten kind of worse and worse. They don't seem to really promote the coverage of the flights anymore, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, rubbish.
And even that, I've forgotten that's kind of space. Do you remember the name of the channel that turns up with the van and films it as well? There's like they normally do like space flights for NASA and stuff. You know
yes,
what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I think they've stopped bothing now as well, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But look, I think stock wise, right? Like the price wise, it's actually still, I think around a third up from where it was before. We did our petition, and then the earnings call kind of changed everything. So we are down a bit, but we're still like 30% up from the lows that we saw before the earnings call. So, for me, this is a several year investment now. Initially, when I first bought my shares, I was actually thinking of flipping it. It was a few $100,000 I put in, and I thought, I reckon this has got 50% to go up in the next few months, and then I'll flip it. And then you know what happened? I did sell at pretty much at the top actually. So I sold when it was about $6 ish or something. It popped for a bit, didn't it?
Yes.
So I sold, and I was in my office, and I sold, and I just suddenly had a change of heart like half an hour later. And I was like, you know what? I've got FOMO, and I bought back half an hour later.
Never have FOMO, mate. Never have that.
I know, and then we all know what happened since, right?
Yeah.
So for me now, it's a multi-year project. I'm just going to sit in, and I'm going to see what happens.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I am just as bullish as I've ever been. It's frustrating that I'm not personally in, but I transferred all my shares to my wife, Leah. So I still hold the same. I've still got the same passion and interest for it. I did it for reasons of impartiality and to move more to a TV show and a media outlet. That's what I'm aiming for. I agree with you. I think where we bought it, when I bought it at 157, I was buying it under the value of the cash on the books at the time. The balance sheet is looking good. We're not going bust. We've got 18 months, 2 years of run rate thereabouts. Interest rates are going to come down. I think pretty much unanimously, most people say, yeah. We're not perhaps going to get it in March, but in the summer, most certainly, which is going to really help any company that borrows money. You have your own company, right? So, I still feel it's the leader. I don't think anyone else is doing what they're doing. I think you're laughing at 157, to be honest. I mean, my average is like 3.4-ish, 3.45, I think. So,
you're in a great place, right? Like unless there's a crash or unless they just run aground from cash flow, you're absolutely laughing at 157. I think I need some like impressive milestones to be reached to break even. Probably I need like Delta Fleet to be launched, I reckon. I'd be surprised if it starts creeping back up to $5-6 just through the macroeconomic environment changes personally.
Well, that good news could come sooner than later. I mean, as we're talking, this is very disappointing. Look at the stock price now, 196 on the evening before a flight. This is pretty terrible, really, when you think this is just the value of the cash on the books again. So when I spoke to Eric, he said a couple of things that I thought was really interesting, and I'm going to ask your thoughts on it. You heard me a minute ago. If you notice how different it is when I'm actually interviewing you as opposed to having a joke when you're just watching the show. I've become more professional when I have you on the show. When you're watching, I say what I like, right? But now I'm being more respectful. It's quite funny.
You
really.
You can sing a song. You do whatever you like. I don't mind.
I do. Yeah. But when I spoke to him, he said a couple of things. First of all, explained really what Delta's all about, the fact that they don't need to do the rigorous testing that they did, so they can get there much quicker. And when I asked him, I said, well, are you advertising tickets? Can anyone, are you selling tickets? And he said, no, we're not selling tickets. However, if someone comes up to me with the money, we'll take it and they can have what's called a virtuoso ticket. I don't know if you were aware of this. No, it's not advertised anywhere. Right. So this is why you got to watch my show, right? This is why you got to watch my show.
I do. I don't watch every single one because you're
every the most single day, poster. All day long, every day.
You're posting all day long, so I can't watch all of them because I got a job.
Well, you can technically you can because you can just leave it running and have your secretary in the office just making sure it's not pausing. And there's a Google Chrome plugin that just stops it from pausing. So you just can't be bothered. You're too busy running your business, right? I know. But anyway, he said to me that if someone comes up to them with $450,000, they can take it because there's a company that they are dealing with that holds these super elite tickets. So you're going to get extra service. You can imagine what you might get, but they will take the money, and there's that available set for people who just want to come up to them and give them money. So they will take money. But also, when I said how soon are we going to get Delta and start seeing money coming in. And even though it's scheduled for 26, we're already, February 24, just around the corner. There'll be good news about Delta coming later on this year. And once people start hearing that Delta's getting close to being launched, that's when the stock price will already start to move. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think you're right. But I think what I've learned anyway from this journey with Virgin is that this particular company has exhausted the sense of kind of hope and optimism of investors, like when it comes to speculative kind of news and updates. So what I mean by that is they've had pretty much 2 decades now of making lots of promises to the investment community, and then most of the time not keeping the promises, right? So not delivering on what they say they're going to do. And I think that has rendered them in a position where now, if they come out with more promises in the next, say, 12 months or whatever, I think the market's going to go, okay, sounds good, but let's kind of wait and see till you actually deliver it. I think they've just kind of like used up all their credits now with investors, especially institutional investors. I think that they're going to have to just materially deliver before the stock price actually like materially moves, in my opinion.
A couple of things I want to ask you then is, I think you're right on that point. I think actually that the marketing department, the publicity, whoever, must be asleep. I mean that with the greatest respect, because when I spoke to him the first time, not yesterday, but the first time, he hadn't heard of me. He'd heard of me through your introduction. So thank you for that. And when I spoke to him, I said, have you seen my show? Have you seen my channel? Only because you told him. No. And I thought, I'm ranking number 1 on Google and YouTube for like nearly a year and a half on this. And I'm live every day. I've made thousands of videos on Virgin Galactic. How can you not know what we're doing and whatever. And they weren't aware. And when they went to I forgot his name now, but to the guy on, there's a guy on YouTube. He has 4,000 subscribers, I think it is.
But the guy from Motley Fool, right?
That's right. He has a YouTube channel. I say small. I was only there like a year ago, so I'm But anyway, they went to him because, and he said to me, it's nothing personal. It's because they discovered him through Motley Fool. They weren't even aware of my channel. And I'm thinking, what is the marketing department? You've only got to go onto YouTube and Google and type SPCE stock, and there I am, the first 20 things. How can you not? I was amazed by that. And so the trolls took that as Martyn feels, beaten up. And I was disappointed, but I wasn't beaten up over it. I was disappointed that Virgin Galactic don't know. What are they doing? And all the rest of it. But
it's quite weird. I mean, that's why I'm here, right? Like I typed in Virgin Galactic on YouTube and you were up there. So it's kind of obvious, you're right. But yeah, I'm not sure. Can't comment obviously on.
So what do you think about the celebrity element then? I want to ask you about this because Martyn Eraser had 470,000 shares. He's a wealthy guy who likes a Ferrari. He's got a yacht. He likes his toys, and he's now bought 8.1% of Cider Space. So he likes to invest. He likes space. He likes all this stuff, and he said they haven't got a clue. If they don't think celebrity is important right now, when no one cares about the stock, what are they doing? You look at Rolex, you'll always see a celebrity wearing a Rolex, or Ferrari, you'll see some top model get out of a Ferrari. When Eric spoke to me, he said, everyone's a celebrity, everyone's important. We want to make it like for every man, like be the McDonald's, right? Everyone will one day fly with us. I agree with that sentiment. That's what we want. Like a normal airline, everyone flies to space. It's a normal thing. There's more money in that, right, than the one-off flights. I get it. However, though, when everyone's like not interested in the stock and it's on its arse, and so many people are losing money, and he even said to me that he understands that this stock is a retail stock. I don't know if you know, and it's in the video. He worked at GameStop when it was doing the short squeeze.
I know, you couldn't write it. It's ridiculous.
No.
Yeah.
And he spoke to me and he said he knew all about social media influence because, that's what happened. So he knows how important all this is. And yet we're not, it doesn't matter. What do you think about that?
So I think I'm not completely, I haven't seen your video with Martyn Eraser, but I've obviously heard from you just now that he thinks it's really fundamental and you think it's quite fundamental. Like, I've got to say, obviously massively respect the both of you, but I would say I'm not completely aligned. Like, I don't think it's fundamental. I think it would be supplementary, and helpful to the general vibe of. Are you still there, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
you're just being featured. Don't worry.
Oh, no worries. So yeah, I'd say it would be a supplementary help to potentially the interest in the stock price. But I think the fundamentals of that company are, more around Delta delivering it, and when they do deliver it, is it going to materialize in the way that they say it will, with all the flights, cadence that they're saying, several times a week? If they can actually deliver on all those promises, I think we're in a great place, regardless of celebrities sporting or not. I also had a thought about this the other day when I was kind of mulling it over myself, and the fact is that I would put money actually on the fact that they are struggling to get celebrities to step on that thing 5 flights in. Do you know what I mean? If you're somebody with a massive career, a great big presence globally, you've got everything to lose. Are you going to go on what is ultimately an experimental spaceship that was never actually designed to go, month in, month out like they're doing with Unity? I personally don't think so. I am a Virgin Galactic nut. I love the company. I love space. I'm a real space nerd. I'm also kind of, compared to what we would call celebrities, I'm a complete nothing, right? I'm irrelevant. I still probably wouldn't go right now. I think I'd probably wait.
There is a risk, but my wife won't let me.
There's a risk profile that I think very, very kind of high-powered people and celebrities probably wouldn't be comfortable with, because it's really early days. We've seen a handful of flights ever. And a couple of them have had problems. Remember, Richard Branson's went off course. They sadly lost a pilot and injured another quite a few years ago. Like it's early days, and like I personally would want to wait. And if I was a celebrity with everything to lose, I would definitely wait personally.
Well, I get that, and that does make sense. However, what concerns me is like you say, this has been going on for about 20 years from the day one. You won't hold this top spot forever. Other technologies, other companies. We've got now Japan landing on the moon. I think it was last week, and whatever. You've got all these other people looking at this, thinking, "Well, we can do this. We can do this." You do need to really be out there doing it, and I don't see any harm. As we know, Eric would not tell me, but it was obvious there are celebrities on the list. They're just not being bumped up or spoken about out of respect, where they don't want it to be about, Arnold Schwarzenegger in 6 months' time. It's about these astronauts that are flying tomorrow. That's what the priority is. And that's right. That's respectful to them. They spend a lot of money. They're VIP customers and they should be treated so. But I do think because it is a retail, dominated stock right now, a bit of good news to make it sound rock and roll wouldn't go too far. I mean, I
agree with you. I totally agree. I don't think it would hurt by any means. I genuinely don't think they'll step on it right now, these celebs. I don't. We talked about Paris Hilton previously. You're a 100 million heiress. You're, potentially an heiress to billions in the future. Are you going to risk it all and step on an experimental flight when you're not actually, you don't have tattoos of space? You look at the people who have gone up. Right, like the guy that took the Wright brothers note with him. I mean, he's obsessed with space. Like the people that are going up are real,
not real tourists. They're space fanatics, right?
Yeah, they're not messing around. Like these guys have spent the last probably their whole lives dreaming of seeing the curvature of the Earth. I don't think that Paris Hilton, and I haven't met the lady, but I don't think that Paris Hilton has the same dedication to sure. Cosmic adventure that some of these people do that are going up. You know what I mean? Like, I think to swallow that risk, you probably have to have quite a big appetite for the trip.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure and honor again to speak to you. Thanks for calling in and being part of the show and everything. Just as a side note, mate, because we've had private chats and stuff like that. I feel like, we're friends. We know each other. We WhatsApp each other. So just personal chat between me and you. I'm so excited. I can't believe where my channel is every day. There's 1,000 subscribers this week, 1,000 in a week, and no big events.
Really good to see. I've noticed it actually. I've noticed the number going up. So yeah, massive congrats.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's
you
really
deserve it as well. You put the work in, right? That's great.
Yeah. Sometimes you wake up one day and the world's on fire. You know what I mean? And it's the greatest job in the world. It's the greatest job in the world. It's like the days when I did all my touring and all my in-person gigs, but now with the convenience of just sitting here at home, spending my life. When I think I spent the last 2 years talking to myself, because literally I'm looking at. You're not really here. I'm looking at a glass lens. And I've been doing that now for 2.5 years. Most people think I've gone mad, which I probably have. It probably helps anyway. But Andy, I know you are a very humble guy and you don't like to use the opportunity to use this channel to promote your business. But I am very appreciative of what you do in the sector and what you're trying to do. So tell everybody, because we have lots of people that are interested. If you want to tell anybody about your business just for a moment, please do.
Thanks. That's really kind of you. So, I run a company called This, which is one of the leading plant-based food brands in the UK and Europe. We sell plant-based meat alternatives like sausages, plant-based bacon, plant-based chicken. We got sort of 20 odd products. And we kind of, I used to have a sort of very full head of hair. And
so did I.
It's been trading for 4 years. We've been named Britain's fastest growing company in food or drink for 2 years.
Flipping it, mate.
So it's
That's
been
brilliant.
a really
Congratulations.
Been a really hectic journey. We're now gunning for profitability because we've been a loss-making company because of all the growth, and we're also quite a new company. So now we're trying to get profitable this year. So hopefully Q4 we're gonna do that. And then so it's been an exciting journey, to be honest. But yeah, that's what I do. I got a couple of other things as well. I'm starting a charity at the moment, which I'm pretty excited about, focused on animal rights, animal welfare stuff. So yeah, that's becoming a bigger focus. So that's my gig.
Andy, when you do your fundraiser, think of me, because I've raised millions for charity through YouTube like this, and I do it all for free. And I think it was last year I did the telethon for the Lions Club all around the world, and we raised lots of money. There's no fees, no costs, nothing whatsoever. I do these live my music concerts, and people sponsor to get advertisement on the show, so I'll play commercials of them. They donate for songs, and what I'm trying to do is, I've been doing that for years, but when I get to 10,000 subscribers on my music channel, YouTube turn on a thing called YouTube charitable gifting. And what it allows me to do is I can do the concerts, which I've always done for free. I get nothing out of it because it's copyright content, all my music. So it's not about me. I earn nothing, right? It makes no difference to me. But I do it, free show, free concerts, promote it, do it. And when people watch or they and they do super chats and memberships and all that stuff, YouTube take no commission, no fees, no taxes. It's tax deductible as it's a C1. I think it's called C1D, whatever it's called. It goes directly to the charity of choice, as long as it's a registered charity. And I'm in contact with the Lions Club now and Rotary and other clubs to do it again. And all I need is I think 4,500 subscribers more. I'm over halfway, and I can turn on that service. So if you ever want to do a fundraiser event, I can do it now. But people pay credit card fees or whatever. But once I get to 10,000, it's all free and it goes direct. That's 100% profitable charity with no cost at all. And I want to do that for everybody.
Yeah, thanks so much. That's a kind offer. I'm happy to plug my my charity. It's called A Bit Weird, and
why is it weird? What's it all about?
I'll get the logo. Hang on a sec. There you go.
All right,
that's the logo. Bit
weird. Why is it weird?
So basically, without boring the absolute pants off you and your listeners,
no, it's fine. Carry on.
Animal rights charities have always been very, this is really terrible, this is really grave, and if you don't agree, you're really terrible, and that's been the tone of it. So I'm going to go really moderate and mainstream, right? So animal cruelty issues, I'm going to be like, 20 million chicks are suffocated in the UK egg industry every year. We think that's a bit weird. If you think that's a bit weird, then sign our petition. So it's kind of like a more moderate version of kind of animal rights campaigning, basically.
That is a bit weird. It's not very nice either.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to be focusing on stuff like that where animals don't need to necessarily die or suffer, right? So it's not like I'm going to be campaigning for the end of meat or anything like that. It's like unnecessary death and suffering, basically. And I'm bloody lowering the tone of your show terribly here, making it all miserable. I'm sorry. I don't.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm happy to help. Andy, thanks ever so much for calling in. Good luck for tomorrow. Let's make some money on Virgin Galactic. As you say, it might take a while. We just wish everybody a safe flight at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, big time. Take care. Thanks a lot.
Take care, mate. Thank you much indeed. There's Andy Shovel. Got a lot of respect and thanks to Andy for what he did for introducing me to Eric. So there was Andy Shovel. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Andy. Much love and thanks and appreciation to Andy. And now it's time to prepare for the flight. Join us in the morning. Click above my head, down here, over here. Join us for the live flight. We'll be there. It's the last one like this. Next time in March, I will have a direct link up from Virgin Galactic. So this is just the next step in our journey. Now enjoy what? What am I going to say? I've no idea what I was going to say then. Now I'll see you in the morning. Until then, as always, take care of yourselves. It's a live show, innit? And each other.